What's up, everybody? Josh and Jay back with the podcast. America is Blue. Looking forward to chopping up a very huge game tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we set the clocks back here in the United States. League leading Arsenal coming to the bridge. It's crazy to really think that these are the times that we live in. We know the history of Arsenal and some of the great teams that they've had, but in recent memory, it's been a little bit lean in North London. So seeing these guys, topping the table, especially with the likes of Liverpool not doing too well, interesting times indeed. So as per usual, Jay, what are your initial thoughts on the game tomorrow? What's the gut feeling that you have?
Interesting times, to say the least. I'm as much as I do not like Arsenal, I have to respect what they've been doing so far this year. They're playing a beautiful brand of football. They're very attacking. They have been fun to watch. I don't feel particularly great about this one, man. This isn't one of these situations where our strength up against their strength and we see who's going to be able to bang this thing out. I think we're playing right into some of our weaknesses, going directly into their strengths. And I am happy that we're playing this game at the Bridge, because this is a big game. First half of the season. This is probably the most important game of the Premier League season for Chelsea so far this year. I hope they can find a way to piece this thing together and create that identity, but I'm not feeling great about this one.
It's hard to feel great about this one. I think I don't want to say two teams headed in completely different directions, but Arsenal's obviously flying high in the league. Some of their European results haven't been amazing, but nonetheless, they're really getting it done in the Prem, taking 31 points early on, really starting to get out to a nice lead and stretching their legs. There's a ton of attacking talent. Mikel Arteta has a lot of cohesion in the lineup, and they've been very fortunate that they really haven't had the injury bug hit them at all. So they're really playing well. Their best players are healthy, which makes a huge difference. And on the other side of the coin, we have the complete opposite problem. Obviously, everybody knows now that Ben Chilwell will not be playing in the World Cup. He's going to be out for what looks like a pretty significant amount of time again. We wish Ben all the best. We can talk and speculate all we want a little bit more about what Ben's future might be after these injuries start to stack up. But looking forward to this weekend. I'm feeling much like you that there's a lot of attacking talent on the other side of the pitch, and we are vulnerable in the middle of the park. And our back line, whether it's a back three or a back four, just hasn't been good enough.
We've been really disorganized. And I think the combination of new manager, different formations, different personnel rotating in and out for mainly injury reasons, they haven't quite gotten it together yet. Whereas Arsenal on the other side of things have been playing in the same system for multiple years now. They've had a relatively consistent roster, despite the fact that they brought in a couple of big signings this past offseason with Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko. I'm really concerned about seeing Saka and Martinelli going up against what is the weakness of our team at this point. I have all the faith in the world in Dave. I know he's going to put everything he's got out there. The man bleeds blue, but he's a little bit long in the tooth. He's never been a speedster, and he's going to go up against some pretty substantial attacking talent. And on the other side, Marco Correa, I think we have him at his more natural position now. So hopefully he feels more comfortable where he is as opposed to playing left center back. Between Saka and Martinelli, you have two guys who are causing havoc. And standing in the middle there, you have Gabriel Jesus, who hasn't been in tremendous goal-scoring form recently, but he's been a major part of their attacking threat. He's been creating chances. He's had some assists. So I don't think we can count him out for potentially getting on the score sheet.
Oh, no doubt. And there's a lot of self-belief over there. I mean, winning breeds, self-belief and a good culture. And they got a great thing going right now. So I think this is a peak danger moment. There's no doubt it's our biggest game of the season. It means way more to us than it does to them at this point. I don't think that there's anything that gets disputed from that perspective. But I think that this is going to be a game of quite frankly, survival. I think we've actually got to. They're going to come on to us more, and we're really going to have to hit them. I think on the counter. With our speed and our ability in the midfield, I think the base of the midfield is going to play a huge part in the outcome of this game. Our ability to get the ball forward quickly off of turnovers, I think that's going to be probably our best bet to either keep it close and or possibly come away with a result.
Yeah, unfortunately, that hasn't been our strength in recent years. We're not decisive enough. We're not hitting those quick passes and then getting people on their heels. It's a lot of slow it down, side to side, play it back, and we haven't been able to really piece it together and then get finishes off of that. So, on top of my concern with their up three attacking threat, they have Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey who've been playing amazingly in their midfield and have been scoring a lot of goals. So if our back line gets stretched and it pulls in our defensive midfielders to be able to cover, you're going to be leaving people wide open outside the box. And both of these guys are absolutely capable of hitting one in from long range. So you put this whole thing together, it doesn't look good. But in our DNA, when nobody thinks that we can do something and nobody thinks that we can do this, Chelsea find a way to pull things out. Now, can Graham Potter channel into that and put together a masterclass and a game plan? I don't know yet. I sure hope so. But again, on paper, just looking at the way both teams have played, it's going to be a tough one.
Completely agreed. But as you astutely pointed out, Chelsea does have a habit of doing things that people don't expect in some of these big games, particularly at Stamford Bridge. So, all right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
I'm going with the 4-2-3-1. I'm marching out another back four. I think based on personnel, just the guys we can essentially throw out there right now. This is the best formation for the personnel that we just currently have available. Of course, we'll have Edouard Mendy. I will have Dave Cesar Azpilicueta out on the right, with Thiago Silva and Koulibaly in the middle. Trevor Chalobah has been playing a ton of football, and we got to get that kid a rest. And then Marc Cucurella out on the left.
The only one I toiled with, I have the exact same back four. Obviously, Mendy's in goal. I was flirting with the thought of having Chalobah play right back instead of Dave. I don't know what he brings going forward exactly, so I veered away from that. I think he'll be one of the first subs off the bench if we need to either fortify defensive midfield or something happens with somebody on the back line. But I have the exact same lineup. I'm Azpi, Silva, Koulibaly, Cucurella, Mendy in goal.
Well, and I mean, let's be honest. We haven't been very close with a lot of our lineup choices so far, and that's actually an interesting take by you. I mean, I don't hate it. It depends on how defensive, I guess, we really plan on being, because something like that to me really would say, all right, Kook, we're relying on you to really kind of be a little bit more of a forward threat, especially on the left. I think that sounds like that's what the game plan would be if Chalobah is indeed out on the right, but that's interesting. Moving up to the base of the midfield, I really wanted to put Denis Zakaria in. I did not. But I did hear that Kovacic was in training, so I really genuinely think it'll be a Kovacic Jorginho base of the midfield.
This is where we deviate a little bit. I went with the same formation we played in our last game against Dynamo. So I have a 3-man midfield with Mount, Jorginho, and Kova. I agree with you 100%. I love what I saw from Dennis the Menace. I don't know if this is, from a Premier League exposure standpoint, I don't know if this is the game where we want to throw him out there. He did great in his first game. He needs to build a little bit of trust before I feel comfortable throwing him into this type of fire. So I got Mount, Georgie, and Kova in a 3-man midfield.
Got it. And fair enough. And exactly with Dennis, then the expectations become a little bit higher. The atmosphere, the derby, the nature of the game, the importance of it. I agree. I don't think he's necessarily ready for that. So I'm going with an attacking 3. I really actually think he's going to have Havertz in more of like a number 10 role, and then flanked by Sterling and Mount.
Okay. So I do have Havertz playing at 10. So my ultimate formation is a 4-3-1-2. Almost the exact same thing as we did last time. So I'm going to have Havertz playing at 10, and I'm going to have Sterling and Aubameyang up front. Obviously, Aubameyang, the big narrative coming into this one is feud with Michael Arteta. I think a lot of this is getting blown out of proportion. Agreed. I know that Alba is going to, listen, he's going to want to score. He's going to want to put a big performance, but I've never known him or seen him to be the guy who can generate scoring opportunities at will. He's a good finisher. He needs to have service in order to produce. So regardless of how intent and how motivated he is to be able to have a good game, he's more reliant upon other players to be able to get that done. Nonetheless, he's got to be in there, and I do want Sterling's experience and momentum off of the last game. I want that on the front line.
Agreed. I do have Aubameyang, obviously, as well, to cap off the attack. But, as much as we want to kind of talk about what we'd like to see, I'm really just hoping we can keep these guys in front of us and show the requisite effort and, tactical cohesion to try to keep Arsenal out of the back of the net. But I think that there's just too much talent there. So would you be interested in giving your prediction first?
I really don't want to. I will. It pains me so much to say this. I think Arsenal comes away with a 3-1 victory. I think we'll get one on the board. They're going to come at us hard. They're going to come at us fast. They're going to try to press us like every other Premier League team has done in recent fixtures. Whether we can withstand that or not is going to have a huge impact on the ultimate result of the game. I just think they have too much attacking threat. So 3-1 Gooners.
And actually, I have the exact same score line. I think they're going to score one early, and I think they're going to score one late. The whole thing is, if we can score first, I think that there's definitely a chance. But I see Arsenal, if they come out and they score, a Zagreb type goal, and get ahead early, I think it's really going to deflate the stadium. And, this is Chelsea Football Club. We turn on managers like McDonald's flips hamburgers. So, I mean, it's not going to be a great look for Graham after, a 3-1 loss to Arsenal at home. So hopefully we're both wrong. But based off of what we've seen, this is the only, kind of outcome that I really foresee.
Graham, I really hope. I know he likes to be creative and do some unconventional things in order to generate attack. We've obviously seen that with all the wingback fiasco. I really hope he takes a pragmatic approach to the first 25 minutes of this game. I mean, bunker in, solidify, withstand the pressure that they're immediately going to put on us, give up some possession, that's fine. See if you can hit them on a counter, and then settle into the game and figure it out from there. I really hope that's his mindset coming into this one. But again, I mean, we've seen so many different tactics and so many things that we wouldn't have expected. So I have no idea what to expect, but I really hope that that's the approach he's going to take.
Agreed, man. Well, buckle up. And it's going to be an early one for us, but luckily, again, we're turning the clocks back tonight, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for all you Blues fans. We look forward to hopefully talking about a victory tomorrow after the game. But in the meantime, appreciate it. America is blue. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks.